for a great story, you need to have a great hero. I mean, like that's the easiest thing to connect it. But I think what's really is coming together is that you need the side players as well. The way people tell stories, it's shifting a little over like if you watch like the story of mankind, right? And if you watch that, I would say the most important part is like to create a story in that way that people understand what is the driver of that story. And it could be the hero, it could be the momentum the story is told, it could be the emotion the story is connected to. But I think that's in the end to know what are you going to say and to whom you're going to tell it.
Welcome to The Growth Show. What keeps us driving is what drives you further. This is your hosts, Sebastian Kunz and Serhat Kaya.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Growth Show. Serhat and I are very happy to have Kim Dormann on the show today. Hi Kim.
Hello. Good to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Very nice to have you here. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Kim. Who are you and what do you do for a living?
Okay, so who I am, like I guess like my first like Instagram says like I'm human on Earth. I think that's the most important thing in the world we're living in right now. I'm a media enthusiast, I would say. So I was starting as a like a musician in a sound studio, working in the basement of my parents' house. And from there, I like start to get over media. So it was like from web development, web design, creating sound, creating video, creating pictures, 3D. All that was the stuff I was interested in. And then from that on, actually, like it really triggers me, and I moved on. And right now I founded 8 years ago a video content production agency / production, let's say. Right now it's like really shifting. For sure, 8 years ago was like total different time for the German audience. We had like something like StudiVZ. We was like the first Facebook in Germany, let's say. And Facebook didn't have an app or something, so it was a total different time. But we figured out video is going to change, and the thing what we had with most of our clients was like that production is like a total black box, and everybody who says like we want to do like film or something, moving images, this has to be expensive. And we figured out DSLR cameras were coming to the market, and for us it was really like but we are just people can carry camera, get a little understanding of how story is going to be, and we did our things. And from there, like we jumped from project to project, get in touch with nice brands, what was definitely like an important thing. And we started really early. And today what we're doing, and we're working with a great team from writers to storytellers to producers to filmmakers to film artists, let's say, cutters and camera guys and stuff. We have an own studio, and we help brands to become actually let's say like a publisher in a way, and to create content the audience is really like to have, and so that's what we do actually.
Very cool.
So we're here at the Growth Show, so you mentioned already a lot, but if you connect the dots, growth and yourself, how would you describe it?
I think from biological way, I would say like time, it's struck to my DNA, and from there, like the time and the stuff I put in transformed me in a way, like really biological. And as I can say for my career and like for companies I was involved in or I'm involved in, it actually was the same, like you create a kind of DNA, a kind of idea that's behind everything, and then you put energy into it. And that becomes to something. And I think that's what really is connecting the dots. It's like always like have an idea, have a clear, maybe not always a clear idea like what to do next, but to have that kind of feeling, where it could be, where this is going to be next.
Yeah.
And I think then you have to really just get that energy together, and especially if you involve other people and you create like a staff and those kind of things.
Yeah.
It's really about to have that energy, put it into one direction, and then dive in, you know?
Yeah.
You mentioned already stories, I think twice. I mean, great thing with interaction, with live videos and stuff like that is authenticity, because people can't cut out stuff. So we see people actually like they do it right now, and usually there is no script, so people know that it's real. I think this is one of the great things of interaction. But with stories, it's different. Stories you usually prepare. So what would you say is making a great story, especially for video production?
I mean, like we can go back to what I would say, like to people in university, right? For a great story, you need to have a great hero. I mean, like that's the easiest thing to connect it. But I think what's really is coming together is that you need the side players as well. The way people tell stories, it's shifting a little over, like if you watch like the story of mankind, right? And if you watch that, I would say most important part is like to create a story in that way that people understand what is the driver of that story. And it could be the hero, it could be the momentum the story is told, it could be the emotion the story is connected to. But I think that's in the end to know what you're going to say and to whom you're going to tell it. Yeah. And I think that's the most important part of a great story.
Yeah, very, very cool. So Kim is not only the founder of Redpiniata, but Kim is also hosting a podcast which is called Bright New Future. You should all check it out. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to do it, and since when do you do it, and who you do it with, and what helped you publish the podcast? What helped you grow the user base of the podcast?
Actually, not super easy to tell. Like the first part, yes. I have to recommend Ollie, which is like my let's say like we do it as a team right now. I actually joined that podcast to its second season. We had like different kind of topics, you know, for sure. Bright New Future, you know, it's about future. It's about like the positive way of future. It's about technology in a way. It's about like of humanity. It's about of for sure, you know what, we were one of the top 10 career podcasts in Germany, Switzerland and Austria. So I think it's really like a mix between things. Yep. I think it's always the combination of like what you put in. You know, we had like the IBM CTO, or we have like a guy like from a mellow board. You know, I just have it here. You know, like it's an electric longboard. You know, from a Hamburg-based company, and it's really about to see where are the ideas to make the future sure that it will be good, right? Yeah. So what we do to grow it, I mean, I think one thing I actually told my client what is the success point, or one of the success point to do video content in a way that it's actually worth it, is to do it regularly. It's to not stop. It's to really have that idea and to go for it. Because if you're not going for it, nobody will. Yeah. Especially if you create like formats these days, right? I mean, like YouTube have like, you know, we don't have to remember how many uploads are there, right? And podcasts have like, it's going to be the same, right? Germany, I think it's like for sure, like we are a little behind, like always. What should not be the worst, right? It's all about the quality in the end, and I guess that's what it's about, right? To have like that not the daily, but the outcome people can expect, you know, people can count on, and then for sure, like to have like the quality people expected to be, or to be motivated in a way, or you know, in podcast, I guess for me it's like personally, like how I use podcasts or how I consume them, it's really like, you know, podcast is like so deep in your head, because you have that voice, you know, like it's so close to me. And this is really like something people like I do here for podcasts, you know, it's when I have like headphones in, or when I do sports, when I'm on a bike, when I'm in the car, or when I'm on a train, you know, like when I'm flying, whatever, you know, like it's really like me, not really in the way to do something, but to listen. And I think that what this is like the most important thing for that is like really what it makes to me, how it benefits me. Like, is it changing something I was thinking different, or is it motivates me like to think it different maybe, you know? And it's really like a validation of your own thoughts. And for sure it could be an inspiration to say like, yeah, I never saw it in this way, or you know, like you just mentioned it like after for the guest you had like I think last recording or something, that someone left you with an idea you were not sure that this is existing. And I think those are the things, you know, like the 0 to 1 situations when it's like, oh damn, you know, and it changed all your thinking in that way. And I think that's really what a successful podcast is, and what we're trying to do, right? I mean, I can tell like from a little project we did to the World Cup this year in Russia. It was like me and you said like this podcast also like was starting in a, you know, out of around you guys and a couple of beers and, you know, finding that idea, and was something more or less the same, right? This guy like was also in a situation, you know, close to getting father, super interested in soccer, and he is like super into statics, right? He's working in a Hamburg-based statics company who have like a lot of the analysis shit running go, and we were like, yeah, okay, you know, like me, the media guy in that, you know, saying like, yeah, okay, let's teach me soccer, because like I'm not really like super in it, right? And that was the idea. And we started like 8 weeks before the World Cup. Then like we get a curation from Apple, which pushed us into another direction. What we started, we didn't tell it anyone, but a curator at Apple found it, and why ever, you know, put us to the World Cup. These are the 8 greatest podcasts you can listen to if you're interested in the World Cup, right? And this was, I think, that was just the timing. Because for sure we had like that kind of story. He's telling me what this is, and I asked my stupid questions, you know, you mentioned, and we all have all that statistic running, right? And then for sure we start early. We started when nobody was there, but we can see for sure the World Cup will bring something up, like something like a podcast. So I think it depends really what is the success driver in that. It could be timing, you know, timing is always like something to an idea. The energy you put in a way that it's like you do it like on a regular basis. You put the trust into something, you know, and I think that's the first important things to really stuck to it. Get people on board, and then somewhere you have like the networking running, and people will follow, people will tell about, people will talk about, and then you have it, you know. And I guess like this is the kind of great thing right now, that this possibility is there, that it those small ideas created by a beer, you know, go to the world and reach like people.
Exactly. And the distribution is so easy at the moment. It's like it has never been easier than right now to publish your own thoughts, to publish your own content. So to just go out and do it, I think, is the main factor, because we all have great ideas. In the end, it's about the execution. It's like when you talk to people, when you meet other people, everyone has that new billion-dollar idea, but nobody executes. So it was basically just the first step that you guys took successfully.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, if you look to the world, I think there's like this kind of formula, like little more over 95%, like they're consuming a lot, and there are like 3 to 5%, which are like the key driver into creating something. And I mean, like, it's, you know, the same with money, right? Where's the money? Like it's 3 to 5%, you know, and I think that's something like how people may work. This is going to change maybe a little about digitalism. I mean, like, that would be great, right? Because otherwise, and you can see it on TV, right? The formats like really stuck. They are not innovated. They are not motivating people to be greater. It's really just a documentary of the status quo, and not always in a really good way, right? And I think that's really what's good, because now you have the idea that really like real people can just clear your thoughts, and in the other way around, it's like you can do something with that. And also, like, this could be maybe motivate people to say like, yes, you know, if those guys can do it, I'm on it. And then it's the same, you know, if you want to do something, just stick to it, you know.
Definitely. I mean, at the end, it's also like people trust you. People know that you will deliver some great conversations they can listen to during the shower, during sports or whatever. And I mean, it's great always to start something like that and try it out. This is why we did it, just to try something out and experiment with it.
I mean, that's I think we're in the era of trying out, and I think that's great because, like, you know, what do we need? Time. Time.
You've got nothing to lose. I mean, what's there to lose? A little bit of money. That's pretty much it, and your time, of course. But it's never been easier. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, true.
Let's talk a little bit about channels, and I mean not only for podcasts but also for video content or other content. What is currently an underestimated channel from your point of view? Like, I don't know, like, I mean, we all use Facebook for some point or for some reason, but what do you see as an underestimated channel currently?
Tricky question. I mean, especially right now, because, like, let us be clear about what is situation isn't right now, but we have, like, Amazon going huge into Twitch.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is the gaming streaming platform which are grabbing over with a lot of money into YouTube and ask YouTubers to change. I think Twitch is one of those. Yeah. Super hard in technology, great product. Also interaction, super nice. I mean, Instagram, IGTV, it's a total different thinking. It's not total different because if you just look to what TikTok is doing right now, they have it. Yeah. They have what IG want to be, but they have the audience for it. As well here, they have super great features in it that give like the gamification to the audience to growth. I mean, YouTube for sure. They put like the stories in it. They start with the non-skippable ads right now. So they put like all the money into it right now to say like, yeah, you know, now we get it. You have Facebook Watch. We have to see what will be there in the end. I mean, like, then you have kind of stuff like Vimeo, you know. They just bought like livestream.com. Huge deal. I think like the biggest Vimeo ever did. Which is great, you know, like to have that kind of server power behind it, to have that kind of like connection, people or the companies build better products, that it's easier to get a better product out to the people. Yeah, I mean, like, there are a lot of like apps who had like a kind of interesting way things could happen. But in the end, I think it's really about right now, you know, we have to put like Amazon Video to it, Netflix to it. We have to put like what HBO is doing, what Facebook will do with own content, what Apple will do with own content, which is like, for me, like sad what they're doing right now. But, you know, like there's so many interests right now into how people will consume video. And and for sure, you know, it's so scalable. You can see it in Netflix, you know, I mean, like, if you look to ProSiebenSat.1 here, right? What I was not understanding there clearly, it's like really, they start to buy like online shops, and I thought their business is really to create media and to distribute it, and to work with their kind of growth of audience. And I didn't get what they want to do, because I think like really, and we have like the plans right now, what we heard like is to create that kind of EU kind of YouTube channel, or the kind of like EU based YouTube platform, let's say like that. And they want to put like maybe 50 million into that. I like that there are a lot of ideas out there. And I think there are a lot more to come. But for sure it will be the big platforms right now who really put it to it, because you saw it with Snapchat, right? Yeah. It's like, especially in Germany, Snapchat is not there, and you have it with a super specific audience right now. For sure, it's a great technology driver. Instagram is basically just grown out of the functionality of Snapchat. Yep. But in the end, it doesn't matter, because Instagram have the audience right now. And for sure, if you want to create whatever it is, you have to bring it to people. And who will be the deliverer? I don't know. I guess like the big platforms, and maybe some clever ideas which will come up. I don't know.
But I think also like which channel you choose is also like which target group you have, because I mean Instagram is, I believe, more a younger target group. I mean, my nephews, they are always like looking into Instagram,
scrolling down, looking into their friends and stuff like that, and other people. So I believe this is more like a younger target group, and always like it's different which target group you have, right?
Totally. I mean, like it's super clean. That Snapchat, Instagram, it's changing right now because like Facebook is like super huge and to make Instagram to something because Facebook really like fucked it up in a way. So Twitch will be huge grown over there. They're really strong in every market for sure. It's Amazon money and a great kind of like processing company behind it. Yeah, but in the end, for sure, it's all about where you want to target people, especially like Amazon product videos, let's say, if you want to put it like that. What could be the better content to bring people to buy a product? It's a video. Definitely. And, and for sure, this is the idea. Just imagine product video with interaction, votings on how good things are, and this is where we're going to be because, like the most interactive platform right now is hosted and owned by Amazon. So we will see a lot of change there. In video purchasing stuff, VR is going to huge into, if you really look to immersive kind of media setups. I think the future is great. So there will be a lot change because there's so much money in it.
Yeah. Exciting times.
Totally.
I mean, we talked a lot also like about the channels which have also like apps themselves. So let's not talk about their apps, but what apps do you use on a daily basis which help you to be productive or even grow personally or your business?
I mean, I always need something to visualize things. So if you asked me this like 2 years ago, I would say like I have my paper book with me. I actually just shifted to an iPad Pro with a pencil. I have GoodNotes on it, best. It's synchronized everywhere. It's great. It's like super easy to visualize things. When I'm sit down with clients, they often ask me like, "Can you just mail me that note?" It's because it's so convenient, right? And I like to draw my ideas always, like the same with whiteboards and stuff. I mean, like if you're with people, whiteboards or to visualize it, like how you think, to describe it to others, it's really important. I have like all that, like the Apple Task thing, like just for myself. And the company, we have like something at ProtonNet, which is like a private cloud project manager server, let's call it like that, where we do all our project management. For sure, all that kind of numbers, where you do short of calculations, what is not based in we have a pro ad called, which is our agency-based thing. So what do you need? Like camera as well, ScanBot, I like that shit. So what else? Let me just put it on, what it is. 1Password, the voice memo stuff I use regularly, Feedly for getting my input, what I like. So yeah, I guess like that's my main thing, what I use.
Good deal. So last question from my side for today. Let it be like about for entrepreneurs, what we can take from you as an expert for content production, especially like moved pictures, like videos. What would you recommend for an entrepreneur, maybe a starter entrepreneur who wants to do a great product video? What should these guys do to just get a great part of content to deliver the right message? So what would you recommend? What steps or what tools or whatever?
I mean, like if you have a kind of product you need to visualize, I think the idea to say like, I want to have videos or, just a video, it's great, one step. Then it's really about, do you need the one video? All the startups have their explanation video on the start, which I sometimes like, sometimes don't. Yeah. Because in a way, what would we want to do, right? I think an explanation video, let's say it like that, it's good for make sure that people understand what you do. And the other way around, it's like not really brand awareness. It's like really like you can change the logos in the end and you're not sure which company you're looking for, right? I think like to have the USP in it, to create that kind of like momentum. People will really understand like in which kind of situation you need this, to a point that you would say like, yeah, this is like telling my USP, this is telling my functions, but in the way around, this is reflecting like the quality I'm working on. And this has to be reflected to all the UI shit and you know, the user experience. And I think like in that way, people have to think more about the user experience or the audience experience while the people watching the video.
Yep.
Because the most of them, you know, for sure, to create a video is easy. Right? We all have that like the super smartphone cameras in our pockets, and it's super easy to do a good video, or to do a video, let's say, right? But to do a video which is looking good, which is telling the kind of things you want to do in the meter, you know, where you say like this is what our brand value is in the end, and then to tell like the story people are actually like want to watch, right? This is, I think, the most important part. So I think like. If you really want to do a video, get someone who do videos in a way that you like it, because I think that's the most important part. Grab videos you really like on the internet, which could be similar to what you want, and then sit with someone who is pro into that and say like, yeah, this is something I want. Give your kind of brand awareness to it, your kind of brand value to it, and then do something magical. If you talk about the hero video, and if you can do it, and the most products need something like that, find a way to create a series, to put content out. It doesn't have to be always the hero content. This is what I call like the hygiene content, you know, like the content which is there, which people can search for, you know, like YouTube as well is a great search machine. And to find your way how you can put your content, because just to put the one video, we are not there anymore. It's really about to, maybe you have the hero, you can put money on, throw to ads, and other way around, unique content that people really in an authentic way to get what is your product, who are you, who is the company, how are you dealing with things, because in the end, especially if it's like a product I have to rely on, I have to rely on the content as well.
Very, very good last words, Kim. It comes to, in the end, it's about content. It's about what your user base, what your customers see. But you also mentioned a lot of interaction. I think also that is going to be a very exciting topic in the future. Everything is going to be interactive. We can only imagine what comes with virtual reality, but we're going to stay tuned. You guys, to all of you out there, make sure to follow Kim on his way. Follow him on LinkedIn. Listen to his podcast, Bright New Future. Kim, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure having you in the show. And we hear us again in 2 weeks.